have no idea how I just cued the boys here in the studio, and you'll never know. Welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show on iHeartRadio. Just ahead, Car Talk. Mike Mars reviews our new vehicle of the week, the 2021 Ford Bronco Sport. It's a year old, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir, but that's what they press seats availability.
Okay. Plus, we have the upcoming events calendar along with this week's automotive news headlines just ahead on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Thanks so much for joining us. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, we need more Jeff Zekin.
Yay.
I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could join us on this Saturday. You know, I had a chance to go out to the Mecum Auction yesterday.
Awesome.
And I was really blown away. There were a ton of people there.
Great.
And there were a ton of cars. And I had an opportunity to go up there and say hello to this guy, John Kraman. And he's the guy behind the microphone sitting right up there in front of God and everybody talking about the cars going across the block. John, good morning. It's great to see you, my friend.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Man, I just want to say this auction here in Houston, we're off to a record pace. Now, we're going to finish it up today, and that's going to tell the story. But so far, all indications are in place that we're going to set another record. This collector car market's on fire, and the folks here at Houston are jumping on board.
John, I was blown away by not only the number of cars going through the auction this year, but the quality of those cars.
Yeah, we were really fortunate to kind of have what we call a main attraction at this auction. In fact, we'll finish up about a third of those cars today. A collection, the Triple J Ranch Auto Collection out of Oklahoma. About 170 cars are here out of one collection. It's an estate sale. And they range everything from some $5,000 to $10,000 cars to a lot of movie and television cars that went crazy yesterday. And then the best of the best are going to cross the auction block today. All of those, by the way, selling at no reserve. But, I mean, a lot of European exotics are here, a lot of 4x4s, contemporary, brand new, right out of the factory Broncos, in addition to vintage Broncos, a lot of trucks, resto mods, restored muscle cars, 50s chrome and fin. Just an incredible variety of cars here. And, man, you're right, a lot of really good ones as well.
John, I was blown away. I sat in the audience for, 45 minutes or so, watching the cars cross the block. And like you mentioned, some of them started off as no reserve, or they would get on there and they wouldn't meet the reserve, and then the reserve was off, and they went up another couple of $1,000s, and a guy walks out of there with a great car for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. I'm going, why didn't I bring my checkbook?
A familiar tale. Folks that come out to the auction that don't have bidder credentials, very often, well, they see something that they want. Maybe they'll go over and sign to be bidder. It only takes a few minutes. Or if they don't, they see what it sells for, and they say, man, if I'd have known it would have gone for that price, I would have bought it. So I always recommend to people, make sure if you're even remotely interested in anything we have, get a bidder badge when you come in.
What does it entail? I mean, do you have to get a credit check? What is the purpose in getting a bidder badge?
Yeah, it's really surprisingly easy. We want to encourage everybody to have a chance to bid, so we make it as seamless as possible. You simply need to have a valid ID. We pay a $200 fee for the bidder badge. That includes unit guest. That includes all 3 days of the auction, so it's fairly inexpensive.
Yeah.
And basically, that's it. We make it very simple and straightforward. We hold all the titles for 2 weeks after the close of the auction. And, we've been in business since 1988. We are the world's largest collector car auction company. And we've really got the whole procedure down to a science. People just really enjoy how seamless and easy we make every step of the both the buying and the selling aspect of it. And I think that's one of the reasons for our tremendous growth and why we're doing so good right now.
John, when you buy a car, I mean, are you able to drive the car out after you wrote the check?
Absolutely. That when that hammer drops legally, the title, the ownership transfers over to the winning bidder. And so you simply go from there into the office and you pay for the vehicle and you get what's called a gate pass, which allows you, it shows it's a proof that you're allowed to take the car. So literally within 30 minutes after the hammer dropping, if you want, you can take that car out and you can either arrange to have it transported home or you can drive it home. It's a pretty incredibly easy procedure, and of course, all that's intentional.
Now, I know that you've actually bought some cars yourself through the auction. Did you drive them home?
Actually, no. Everything I've ever bought at a Mecum auction, I have actually had Mecum Transport, not necessarily a pitch for them, but we have Mecum Transport. It's a transport company with enclosed trailers. Actually, I had Mecum Transport deliver them to my house due to the distance involved and also due to my personal schedule. And honestly, guys, that's a pretty typical way that folks get their new purchases home. Many of our purchasers will buy more than one vehicle, and it's easy and seamless and convenient for them to go ahead and let Mecum Transport take care of it. And then by the time they get home, typically within a couple of days after that, their new vehicles arrive at their home, and they're all good to go.
Are the prices competitive in the transportation field?
Yeah, it has to be for, the obvious reasons. But, going on beyond that, there's a level of care, just like there is in taking care of cars at an auction, that you want to make sure that you get a transport company that really understands the dynamics of vintage cars and can take the extra care and will understand just how much of a treasure these cars are, as opposed to just, an ordinary late model car. So you want to make sure that you get a transport company that really has passion, I guess, required to make sure these cars are very well taken care of. And the whole entire auction seamless process really is geared to making sure that we're doing the best possible job we can for our buyers, our sellers, our spectators on site. And that includes helping them arrange for financing with Mecum Financial and helping them get their vehicles home with Mecum Transport. Try to make it as one-stop shopping as much as possible, once again, contributing to our growth.
So, John, I was kind of blown away because as I was watching the auction, cars cross the block, and the hammer goes down on the car, there is a figure that is put up on the screen on either side of the block up there, and it says what a monthly payment would be for the price of the car. And so are you guys financing now too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
We've gotten, just because of customer demand and because of the nuances of financing a collector vehicle versus a late model car, there are differences. We have formed our own company called Mecum Financial. They're literally on site. We have what's called the Mecum Service Station with customer service reps, and Mecum Financial, Mecum Transport, all in one area that you can go over into. There's no pressure or anything else. Everybody's up to speed on all the latest interest rates and all of that stuff, as well as the transport costs for an immediate quote. So people spend a lot of time over there getting sort of their ducks in a row, getting the financial and the logistic horsepower ready to start bidding.
Because by the time, if you're going to do the financial thing, now you've opened it up to a whole set of other people that don't have the immediate cash to go in there and pay $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 for an auction car. Now you can get that auction car financed at the auction. I love it.
So, John,
you understand our philosophy. Thank you.
Well, I guess how would that work? So I come in there, I've got $10,000 that I want to see if I can find me a value car that I want to buy, and I see one for 18, and I gotta have it. I just gotta have it. So, do I need to make arrangements for some sort of credit check ahead of time once I get my bidder's badge, or is that something I can literally say, okay, I need another $8,000. Let me come over and see if I can finance.
It's not a casino.
No, with the procedure, you can wait till you arrive on site. It only takes about maybe 5 or 10 minutes to get the approval that you need. But your first stop when you come in, right down the Mecum red carpet, is to make a stop at the Mecum service station and talk to the folks about financing, fill out an application. In today's computerized world, they get almost an immediate response within the matter of minutes. Go over, depending on where you're from, get a quote from Mecum Transport. That way you know what your bidding limit is, you know what the transport cost is if you're the winning bidder, and then you can bid with confidence without wondering, gee, how am I going to pay for this thing when a hammer drops if I'm the winner?
Jeez. What have you got your eye on in Houston, John? What is there something
there's
that caught
one.
your?
There is. We're really excited today. There's a 1969 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. The first year, 697 of those cars were built. I love Pontiacs. I love the first year Trans Am. It's very rare. It's got factory air conditioning, which is almost unheard of. Maybe 25 or so of the 697 had factory air. We've got one of those cars, and I'm expecting certainly north of $100,000 on that one. And
Wow.
if I was to pick one car, I'd say over 1,000 cars we have here to take home and put in my garage, it would be that one.
Is that a gold convertible?
No, it is a white coupe with blue stripes.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
it's a showstopper as well. It's beautifully restored.
They featured it yesterday on the show.
John,
Okay, when I saw the
I
gold,
will
but-
say to you that yesterday when I was there was a '69 Camaro. It's like, Mecca of cars in a car auction, and I turned to my cousin that was sitting with me yesterday when we were watching. I said, "You wait, this thing's going to go for 90." And it started off at 20, and I mean, it skyrocketed immediately. And I think that the closing bid was like $82,000 for a '69 Camaro Z28. It had all, matching numbers and all this stuff. I was close, wasn't quite there to 90, but I'll tell you what, man, it was a beautiful car. And to see that thing, people got excited in the audience, and once the hammer hit, everybody was applauding. It was great stuff.
Well, there's so much passion. I mean, these cars represent nostalgia and automotive history and American history and pop culture, especially these performance cars from the 1960s. And they're transitioning generations. It's not all about the baby boomers anymore that grew up lusting over these cars. There's a whole new wave of automotive enthusiasts. It's there. It's a younger audience, and I don't mean 20 and 30-year-olds, but let's say the 40 to 50-year-old crowd that weren't there back in the day that remember them, that almost put these cars up on a higher priority level than the boomers that were there back in the day. We call those the legacy buyers versus the nostalgia buyers, and they're really helping to keep this market alive. And the prices and demand on collector vehicles never been higher in history. It is absolutely on fire right now. Makes people feel good to buy, get involved with, sit behind the wheel of, restore, even just go out in the garage and wax it. It's a feel-good place to be right now with everything that's going on. Collector cars are an escape for so many of us that love cars.
So, John, today's the last final day of the Mecum auction for 2022 here in Houston. And what's the difference between today's cars, yesterday's cars, and the cars that started off the auction on Thursday? Is there any difference?
Yes. Let me give you an example. Roughly, we have about 350 cars each of the 3 days of the auction.
Right.
Now, on Thursday, we did about $5 million in the sale of collector vehicles. On Thursday, yesterday, Friday, we did about $12 million in the sale of collector vehicles, almost double. Same volume of cars, but the cars were more expensive and of higher quality. Today, we jump up another notch. I would expect that we'll see probably somewhere maybe in the $15 to $20 million range just with today's cars, which is going to take us to probably somewhere in the $30 million mark for the 3 days. If we do that, it's a new record eclipsing last year's where we were at about $22 million. So we're looking for a pretty big jump over last year, and once again signaling that this collector car market is as good as it's ever been, and no end in sight. We're predicting for the remainder of the year that the collector car market is going to remain very, very strong.
John, is the Triple J sale, is that going as anticipated?
Oh, stronger. The prices of the 170-plus vehicle collection that I'd mentioned earlier has exceeded everybody's expectations.
Fantastic.
Yesterday, we saw kind of a shocker. The top seller of the whole day, in fact, was a 1959 Cadillac ambulance done to replicate precisely and very authentically the famed Ghostbusters car, the Ecto-1 as it's referred to as. The pre-auction estimate was somewhere in the $50,000 to $60,000 range. And like I say, it brought it hammered for $200,000. Just an example of how pop culture can fit into the collector vehicle market. So, yeah, everybody from the Triple J Ranch collection, very, very happy. We finish out with about 65 or 70 of those cars today, the best cars of the bunch, including that 69 Trans Am we talked about earlier. So all the pieces in place for that collection to exceed their expectations. And the fact that it's an estate sale really gives a tribute to the guy that was behind it, corralling these cars, keeping them with so much care, and all going to new homes, because all those vehicles selling at no reserve.
I have to tell you that I got home from an event I went to last night, and about 9:30 or so, and clicked on Motor Trend, and there was today's auction late last night. So what's the television schedule like today?
Right. Here's, thanks to our partnership that we began this year with Motor Trend TV and Motor Trend Plus, the streaming service, what we do is we will go on air on Motor Trend TV, which is cable, at 11 o'clock. That would be Houston time, Central time, and we go for 6 hours straight till 5 o'clock. But then as a bonus, they turn around when we're done at 5, and they re-air all 6 hours in its entirety.
Yeah.
So it's literally back-to-back coverage. So a lot of the folks like you that came out, saw the auction, they can go home in the evening or late afternoon, and they can tune it in, and they can watch the action that they saw. And this is a new dynamic with our partnership with Motor Trend. And, man, the response that we've had on social media and from our customers and our friends has been, keep it up. And the good news is that is our new television air strategy for the remainder of the year.
I have to tell you that I actually got home and I watched myself walk up there and and shake hands with you and have a little chat with you. And I have to tell you, sir, you need to really calm down on the potato chip diet that you got going on.
Yeah, it's not a real good opportunity for healthy eating as we're trying to stay in position for 6 hours straight.
John, if you would have just called me,
no potato chips today.
Hey, if you would have just called me, I could at least have stopped by the Jack in the Box and got an order of egg rolls
or a
for
hot
you
dog
or
or something. Yeah.
All right.
John, it's great to talk to you. It's great to see you yesterday, by the way, in person. And hey, where you guys headed after Houston?
Yeah, we're going to next month. We will be heading over for the 35th annual Dana Mecum's Original Spring Classic. The granddaddy of all Mecum auctions began all the way back in 1988, and we'll be there in Indianapolis with an unbelievable selection of cars. We'll have 4 days of television coverage there.
Wow.
Those that are interested, go to Mecum.com, take a look at the website. If you're a car fan, it's nirvana, because it's very easy to navigate, and you can look at more cars and descriptions and pictures. And if you want to get results and be able to get the backside of the system, sign up to be a My Mecum member. It's totally free. You just put your email address in, and it unlocks the backside of the website, and we invite everybody to do that and keep in touch with
Well, heck, that's within driving distance. You going to drive down to that for you?
Yeah, I live in northern Illinois, so it's about a 4.5 hour drive to Indy. And it's the week before the Indianapolis 500, so we'll stick around and go to the last day of qualifying, the day after the auction, and make a real car week out of it for sure.
Hey, are you looking for a roommate? I'm available.
Well, my wife will be. I'm very lucky that my wife will be going along with me on that one. So
yes, you are. Yeah, you are lucky, John. It's great to talk to you, my friend. Good to see you, and thanks so much for all the info. And good luck today. We're going to have a record. I can feel it in my bones.
All right, appreciate the interest, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John Kraman with the Mecum Auctions.
I could get in serious trouble there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, all these. You go in there with the idea I can only spend this much money. Now all of a sudden. No, you can spend almost as much money as you want.
And I took my cousin and his wife yesterday with me to the Mecum auction. And Penny, his wife, said, I really like that car over there. What do you think it? What do you think it would take to go and get a bidder, $200, get a bidder's badge? And I thought, here we go.
Yeah.
She didn't buy anything yet, but the day's not over.
Well, there's phone bidding, there's internet bidding.
I know.
All that
too.
good stuff.
So,
yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, but the last time we were there doing a live broadcast from there, we went and we had this awesome car show, which we didn't really talk about it today, but just to be able to go in and see these 1,000+ cars.
Yeah, lined up.
Yeah, and they're not sanctioned off.
Yeah,
They're not blocked off to where you can't
you get up and
to
look
them.
under the hood and
Yeah,
underneath
you can get up and look at these things. And, you know, I always thought, man, if I only could afford one of these. Now it's scary that now I could.
Now you can, because
No.
they can work out those
That's
monthly
right.
payments. for you.
Exactly. But Don, you can not only look at them there, but they've got it on their, like you said, they're on their website. Is there also a booklet
Yeah,
that you can
they-
get?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
'cause
They
that's,
give
that's
those away
important, too.
free, and I saw guys there with their pen, and
And
they're
they're taking
making notes to
notes,
each
yep.
one of them.
That's it.
All right, time now for this hour's car review. Mr. Mars had a chance to drive the 2021 Ford Bronco Sport.
Still drooling over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir, I did. And I was really looking forward to driving this vehicle because you hear so much about it. The new Bronco Sport.
Those are
And-
two different vehicles.
Absolutely.
And the only thing that they have in common, really, is the name.
Mhm.
The Bronco and the Bronco Sport. The Bronco Sport is an SUV. It's a crossover.
Right. It's based off the Ford Escape type platform, I guess, is where it's at. And so it's a small CUV, crossover utility vehicle. Does seat 5. And it comes in 5 different trim levels. Got a base, a big bend, Outer Banks, Badlands, and the first edition. Now, this is obviously very off-road centric because even the names of the editions are all that way. The one that we had, is much like what we have on the video here, was in the Cyber Orange. And it had the white highlights with the white Bronco name on it, and really stood out really nice on the badging. At front, you're going to find it's got the active grille shutters. It's got the fog lamps, automatic headlamps, tail lights. So they're all LED setups so that you've got plenty of nice lighting out there. It does have skid plates because, again, it's very much focused on going to the off-road part of the world. Tow hooks. Does have a power moonroof on it, and it rolls on some nice 17-inch aluminum wheels. And again, if you look at the styling of it, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a retro Bronco 2, but it's kind of along that same boxy, setup high type setup that it's got. Inside, we had the leather seating, and the front seats, of course, are buckets, and they're heated. The rear seat is a 60/40 fold down. And one of the things that I really liked about the way they've done the interior as far as the content or the seating and the surfaces on it, they've got the rubber mats in the back of it for cargo, but that extends up on the back of the rear seat so that when you fold it down and you've got trying to put cargo in there, it's all there. Up front, you're going to find that you've got the digital instrument panel. You've got the center stack there that's got all the controls in it for the Sync 3 in it. It's an 8-inch touchscreen, and the seating is leather, and the rear seat does fold down.
Are you having a hard time reading your notes? Or what?
No, I'm making the mistake of looking at the video and not paying attention to what I'm doing and
Don't do
trying to
that.
keep track with that, and that's not working very good. So
We are a radio show, remember?
I know, and I'm going to do like Conrad. I'm going to put this up here where I don't have to see that. It distracts me. So up under the hood, we had the optional 2.0 inline 4 turbocharged EcoBoost. Now this does produce 250 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. So it's got plenty of juice to it that'll take you, whether you're driving down the highway or you're going off-road, either way, you've got plenty of power to it. It's backed by an 8-speed transmission. It does tow 2,200 pounds. Now, that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it is a CUV, not an SUV. Now, the EPA says you should be looking for like 21 miles to the gallon in the city. Highway should be 26, combined 23. Now, I drove this vehicle 338 miles, and I got 23.4 over that time frame. So, out on the highway, again, it's very off-road centric. It's stiff, and it's noisy to me. The tires are noisy. It's got wind noise on it because it sets up kind of high so that for the off-road aspect of it. So it does pick up a lot of wind noise. Unfortunately, it's got a really nice audio system that you can crank up and it'll erase all that, and you won't have to mess with it too much. The base price on this vehicle is $33,360. The base model on it, you can get one of these starting out at $27,125. However, the one that we were driving, the MSRP as tested, is $39,040. If you're looking for something to kind of compare it to in that small CUV category, you're going to look at a Honda CRV, for example, setting at $25,350. There's the Mazda CX-5 that starts also at $25,370, and even the Ford Escape that's going to be the closest inside the Ford family at $25,555. So if you're looking for something that's a little different, looks different, rides and drives a little bit different, this would be something that you would want to look at for that off-road experience in a small CUV.
Do we have the events calendar?
Oh, I do.
Who would be the person that was going to fill it?
I'm raising my hand on
Conrad's
that.
not here today. He's in Austin, farting around. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing over there, but at any rate, he's not here, and so we're all kind of filling in his spot on the dais.
On the dais. Well, the events today, Saturday, you've got Nifty 50s, Grogan's Mills, the Woodlands. Kima Car Meet is tonight at it's from 6 to 9. Saturday, which is also Saturday the 9th, you're looking at the Luby's Lake Jackson 2nd Annual Car and Truck Show. That's at 125 Westway, Lake Jackson, Texas. Saturday, April 9th, you've got at 12:30 to 2 p.m., the Brazos Valley Nuremberg Ring Cruise Veterans Park and Athletic Complex.
What? Run
Say
that
that
by me
again?
again?
It is the Brazos Valley Nuremberg Ring.
Nürburgring.
Nuremberg Ring. It's that place.
That
over
burger
there,
place, yeah.
over there.
Right.
Cruise at Veterans Park and Athletic
It says.
Complex. And then, of course, tomorrow is Craig's first Sunday
and Chrome.
of the month.
Chrome and coffee.
Chrome.
Chrome
Coffee.
I knew that.
Got all these events. And then just go on. You've got Crawfish Craft Beer Cellar, Barker Cypress. You've got the Brookshire Brothers Cruise in Montgomery. You've got the Sunday nights at Freddy's. That's that was steak burger, Freddy's steak burgers.
Did you
Katie
look at this before you?
I did, but it's kind of out of order.
We
These
talked
guys-
about it, too.
about it too. But there's plenty. Of course, Nifty 50s is also duplicated here. That's an ongoing thing as well. There you have it.
Is it my turn? You want me to try to bail you out of
Yeah,
this?
bail us out,
Please.
God. Well, the easy way to bail us out is to go to a commercial break. The In Wheel Time Car Show is now part of the iHeart family. It's available 24/7 at iHeart.com and through the iHeart app. And that's what I would suggest that you do on your cell phone or whatever device that you currently have. Just look for In Wheel Time Car Talk. We stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com too. Heck, we're everywhere. In Wheel Time Car Show continues after this quick break. Father's Day weekend, Saturday, June 18th, 2022. It's the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, and you're invited. Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition will be at the same Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. on Saturday, June 18th. It's the only place cruisers compete for trophies and other prizes. Enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, and Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods, and get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos and adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It all happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. Kick off summer with Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition, Saturday, June 18th. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate Father's Day, the start of summer, and the return of Tailpipes and Tacos. Saturday morning, June 18th, 8 to 11. We'll see you then, weather permitting.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction company, returns to Houston March 31st through April 2nd at NRG Center. Featuring 1,000 muscle cars, Corvettes, trucks, customs, and more. Broadcast live on Motor Trend TV and Motor Trend Plus. We welcome everyone to Houston to bid in person, and enhanced online bidding and telephone options make it easy to join the Mecum experience from anywhere in the world. Register to bid now at Mecum.com.
The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeart Radio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeartRadio app, search for In Real Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Real Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/InRealTimeCarTalk.